It's Wolf, and it's an announcement video, kind of, because what I'm going to talk about in this video is something that I've already mentioned before in some other videos, but long story short, I made a website. The website has actually been up for around 2 months now, but I didn't actually have much content on it, which is why I didn't want to make a video solely about it for a little while, but now I actually have some stuff on it, so it makes sense to make a video about it and tell you guys about it. It's at the-wolf.com. You guys will see it on your screen, how exactly to type it in and everything. And there's a handful of reasons why I decided to finally make a website. So for one, a lot of people have just been telling me for a long time that a website is a really useful thing to have, and that's mainly because of like my career path, kind of. I've mentioned before, when I was in college I was studying creative writing, and a lot of other people who were studying creative writing or similar fields would have websites where they would have things like their portfolio and their resume and info about them and all that type of stuff. And I just never really got around to making one, mainly because I never had the time to do much of anything in college outside of study, but also because I just didn't really feel like I needed one for the type of stuff that I was going to be trying to do. But then as time has gone on, I've realized that it actually is really useful to have a website if you're doing kind of creative career path type things. And additionally, in the past year or so, I also was kind of just reminded that blogging is a thing, and so then I was like, oh yeah, that could be kind of fun to do. Particularly people who have Club Penguin blogs actually kind of reminded me about it. So I decided to make a website to combine both of those things. So my website has my resume, portfolio, stuff like that on it for like business things, but also it has a blog for me to post about other stuff that maybe is something that wouldn't necessarily fit for a video or is better said in writing, things like that. So for example, over there right now I have a few different blog posts already, but the ones that I think are like good examples of stuff that fits more in writing than it would in a video or a tweet is I have one that's kind of like a list of 5 places I think it would be cool for the Forza Horizon series to visit, and the other one I'm thinking of was a post about a blog post that Red Keytar Polo Field made back when Club Party Parrot and Mooseland were first announced. I made a blog post about his blog post, so that's also there. And when it comes to the blog, I've mentioned in pretty much every video where I talk that I'm like a shockingly busy dude for somebody who also seems to not ever be doing anything. But I think for the blog, my goal right now is to try to do like 2 blog posts a month, which I know doesn't sound like that much, but the way my website is set up, it's kind of a pain for me to update it actually, because I built it to be kind of a retro website on purpose, and I'll explain like the building process of the website in a minute. But yeah, I'm going to try to do 2 blog posts a month, and they're going to be on stuff like that, like lists or just other stuff that I think is interesting, but I couldn't really think of a way to put it into a video. As for how I built the website, if you look at it, it probably looks like something from the 2000s, and that was done on purpose actually. So when I was in college and I saw the websites of a lot of other creative writing majors and other people in other fields and just websites made by other people for this same type of purpose, a lot of them seemed to use templates from places, and there's nothing wrong with using templates, but I just felt like in a lot of ways you would look at these websites and then it would kind of look like multiple people would have the same website almost, just with their own information in it. So I wanted to make my website look unique, but I also don't really have a ton of web design experience. So what I decided to do was not exactly teach myself some HTML, but kind of teach myself some HTML and use an old web design program. So I mentioned more in depth on the actual about page of the website, but I used Microsoft Front Page 2002 to build the website, and despite the fact that that program is almost 2 decades old, it still works really well, and a lot of modern stuff can still be like embedded into it, even if it doesn't necessarily recognize what it is. But the only problem with using that is that I have that running on a Windows XP computer, and since Windows XP is out of service and stuff, it's not a good idea to hook Windows XP up to the internet. So whenever I do finish a web page, I have to take it off of that computer, put it onto my normal computer, and then upload it to my website from there. So the whole process is a little bit longer than if I had just done like a normal template or something like that. But it's still really cool because I've learned a lot doing it, and it makes my website look pretty unique. So anyway, that's pretty much it really. If you want to check out the website, go ahead and do that. There's some stuff over there, and like I said, I'm going to be trying to add more stuff to it sometimes. Thanks for watching the video, and bye-bye.